It's been 4 weeks, excuse me, and a couple days since the switch from Tegretol to lithium, and I've been off Tegretol for 3 weeks of that now. Lithium comes with side effects like weight gain, it can mess with your thyroid, all that stuff. I found that if you have thyroid issues, it'll mess with them, but generally, if you don't have thyroid issues, then hopefully you would be okay. So I have actually lost 6 pounds, and I'm not eating less. I'm actually working out less and just eating like the same thing, really. I still have like one binge day a week. And by binge, I mean like 1,000 extra calories. My binges aren't like, ooh, I'll have some cake. My binges are like, ooh, I'll have a cake. So I've lost 6 pounds. One of the other things, the Tegretol was basically giving me all the symptoms of hypothyroidism, which was the weight gain, couldn't lose the weight, all sorts of other side effects. I lost my butt. I know it's a weird thing to say, but my muscle mass, I guess, is what I could say, was just becoming non-existent. And I was riding and doing the P90X, and I couldn't figure out like what was going on. I just chalked it up to I'm not working out enough or I'm not riding enough. But come to think of it, I definitely was doing both of those. And I ended up with really bad cellulite on my legs, which is relatively normal. Like the majority of women have cellulite. But my legs looked gross. They just looked like I'm unhealthy. It looked like I was like 50, 60 years old and like used to be really big, and then now I'm not big. It was weird. Like my skin, a lot of areas and places was just kind of saggy, and the fat accumulation was just, it didn't make sense. I don't mind like having body fat, but it was like everything was going to shit really quick, which didn't seem normal. I just chalked it up being in my mid-30s. My face looks healthier. I used to have horrible dark circles under my eyes. Now they're like a normal level, especially after not really sleeping for 3 weeks, which like I look healthier. I'll have to find pictures of before to like now. It's a huge difference. It's really weird. I didn't think that was a thing. I knew like the hypothyroidism would uh, basically make you gain weight, and a handful of other symptoms, but I had no idea, I guess, how unhealthy my body really was with that medication. Like I said, I look entirely different, and I've lost 6 pounds. And that's another thing. It's not just is it like losing the body fat, but my body is like toning up, which is what it used to be, but the Tegretol kind of messed with all of that. So it's just really bizarre. I had no idea. Like I said, I thought it was just because of my mid-30s, but things are toning up, and I'm not really doing a whole lot. Like I'm doing some squats and like sit-ups, but um like that's nothing wasn't like, I'm just doing squats and sit-ups now. Before I was doing these P90X workouts, which is pretty intense. Now my body looks so much better. And before, when I was doing the P90X and riding 5 days a week, like my body, I mean, I look 10 times better. Even though I've been feeling like shit psychologically. And sometimes the lithium upsets my stomach pretty bad, but I still keep track of my calories. And I'm supposed to have like 1,600 and some change. I mean, I eat like 18 a day, and I'm losing weight. It's really, really bizarre. I had no idea. I expected to balloon up with lithium. That's pretty much how the majority of stories go, is people are like, oh, I gained so much weight on lithium and I'm losing weight. 6 pounds. 6 pounds so far. 6 pounds without changing my diet and doing less physical activity. And I'm only doing less physical activity because of the medication switch, and today's actually pretty good, but I usually have the lithium tremors. I'm kind of waiting for my system to get sorted out before I hop back on to exercise, or riding and stuff like that, outside of just normal stuff to maintain some sort of sense of sanity. But I just wanted to share that because I think that's the weirdest part of all of this. And like I said, my body looks healthier and it's toning up, like, and the cellulite on my legs, it doesn't, like, so before it looked like I said, a lot of people and majority of women have cellulite, so it's not just having cellulite, it's the fact that my legs looked like a trash bag full of cottage cheese. Like, there was no definition, especially for as much as I ride. Diet wasn't any different than it is now. So they just look better. It's nothing like this cellulite is like gone back to like, I mean, it's almost gone back to like a normal level. Like, my legs don't look terrible. And they really did before, but like I said, I couldn't figure out why. I just thought, like I said, I was in my mid-30s, and I'm like, oh, my days of being somewhat attractive and put together are over. But no, like, also, like, just my skin. My skin is better. And it's weird. None of these I expected or was going, like I said, I expected the opposite. But even my husband has noticed it, which is, I mean, it's just weird because I expected the opposite. But I'm glad to be off the Tegretol. I really wish I would psychologically level out. I wish my mind was doing what my body is. It's like a trade-off. Like, I'm going to be mentally okay and my body falls apart, or I'm going to be mentally fucked, but my body looks great. Apparently that's the trade-off, and I don't know which one I want. I'd like to find a happy middle ground, but I don't know. Today's actually probably the best I've felt in the past 3 weeks. I finally got a decent amount of sleep last night. Night before I didn't. So it's kind of nice to feel a little bit better, but I also haven't tested the anxiety because I haven't left my house. That's the big test, is how do I do in, public, or basically talking to anybody else that's not my dog's rat or husband. So that's all. Just wanted to share that.